opportunity. This is an honor for me to be here, man. Process, being patient, and I want to thank you for that.
You have work to do. You have work to do. Of course it's time. But we're trying to build a business out of it. Danny.
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah.
Listen to me, Danny. 6 pieces of content a day. You know how much work that is?
Danny.
Welcome, guys. I am your host, Danny Saboleta.
Good morning.
Good morning. We are live.
He brought the throwback shirt. I love
Yes.
it. The Tea with Danny Z shirt. I mean,
Yes, we had to.
I love it. You had a good week today, this week?
It was great. Yeah, definitely helped quite a few of the guests of ours, or kind of a few patients of ours that came into services, and that was good.
Well, you and I spent some time yesterday up in Fort Myers. We did some calls to some doctors' offices and some of our key partners, and we're super honored that we actually had the opportunity to go to Arden Courts of Fort Myers and give kind of a little testimony.
That was amazing. That was truly amazing.
Big shout out to our friends over there, Chalet and Natalia. They're just outstanding people, and they have huge hearts.
That is for sure. Yes.
Today we have a special guest. I'm super excited. We, back when COVID first started, we jumped in with 3 at 3s, bring our community partners right to the stage, asking them some questions about how they support the community. We're going to do that right here on our lives with Tea with Danny Z moving forward. So if you're interested in being a guest on Tea with Danny Z, drop a comment, send us
comment below
a message, and we'll get you on the show. But today, we have a dear friend of mine, Bruce Rosenblatt with Senior Housing Solutions. I'm going to get him in here. There he is. Bruce, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Bruce, you and I have known each other for a long time.
Yes, we have. I'm a day older today, so I'm a little I'm a little tired around the edges.
That's right. Happy birthday to Bruce. Listen,
Happy
29
birthday.
has not felt this good in a long time. So enjoy this last year before you turn 30.
Yeah.
So Bruce, you're with Senior Housing Solutions. And in this world that we're living right now with so many options in senior housing, tell me a little bit about what you do and why you do it. I think that's even more important of why you do what you do.
Well, thanks, Adam and Danny, for having me. It's great being part of this. I've enjoyed watching your show, and so I enjoy everything that you're doing. So it's Senior Housing Solutions. So I am a senior housing expert. I've been in this industry for over 30 years, which is amazing. And so I because of my experience in the senior housing industry, I really understand the inner workings of all these different communities. And so amazingly, there are 100 different senior living communities, both in Collier and Lee counties. That's 100 different communities. And, you can imagine a family member saying, I'm going to go visit, I'm trying to find a place for my mom or my dad, and, trying to say, okay, well, go out there, go look at 100 different places. And so, through my expertise and through my insight about all the different communities, I'm able to, meet with people on a one-on-one basis, and then I'm able to help educate them about which are the best options that meet their needs. And I know Adam, Danny, I know you all feel very strongly about educating people about everything about home care and long-term care. Well, I feel the same way about educating people about senior housing. There's a lot of different options. There's a lot of different confusion about different licenses, different contracts. And so I do a lot of that with people to help them to learn and help them make a great decision. So yep.
And I think you're right on. I mean, with so many options, it can be so overwhelming. And not only that person who might be transitioning into a community, but that family, they're going through so much during this transition. if there's opportunity to have, an advocate like yourself by their side every step of the way to really make an informed decision. I mean, this isn't buying, toilet paper at the store, right? This is a big deal. For most, this is a lifetime move.
Yeah.
So they want to do this by making a very informed decision and having someone like an expert, by their side, and being able to be very well educated. I'm telling you, I try, and I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form on senior living, but I tried to speak at a high level about, the CCRC contracts the other day, and I said, you just got to talk to Bruce, because it is a lot.
And I have to ask Bruce, thank you so much for coming on. I know in our profession, when COVID hit last year, we really had to adapt and really find new ways of marketing. I really want to know, and I know you've had, an amount of experience over 30 years in doing this. How has COVID changed the way you operate? Have you implemented anything new with your process? Has it affected you in any way?
Well, that's a great question, and it's ironic that we're doing this presentation online, because I never like to be on a video. I'm happy to put me in front of 200 people, and I'm more than I was very comfortable doing live presentations, and I had to gracefully get out of my way, because we had to adapt to Zoom, and we had to learn a new way. So I started doing that, and I also do a lot of online presentations with some of my key referral partners, and so I just had to pivot and to do that. The last year has definitely been challenging because of the no visitation, but I was able to get in touch with all my community partners and obtain virtual tours from all of them, and sometimes that's a little easier. It's like, we all thought it's a bad thing, but the virtual tours of being able to sit in your living room and have a virtual tour before you go on a physical tour, it has been very helpful. And so I adapted that way. To me, and I'm sure you all agree, it's a very personal business, and so I still spend a lot of time, and I feel very strongly about meeting with people on a one-on-one basis and getting to know who they are and understanding what their situation is. And so I do a lot of that, and or having family members and doing conference calls and doing Zoom with family members across the country. So I've been adapting with that way. The other thing that I've done is that I was hearing people saying, "Hey, I'm living here in Southwest Florida, but my kids live in Michigan. Is there a Bruce up in Michigan?" And so I developed a network of advisors who do exactly what I do. I have vetted them. And so I have this network of advisors that I have screened. And so, I'm able to refer people to people who do what I do across the country. And it's been very interesting, because that network, we get together and we do, meetings together, and we're able to share, best practices, and it's been extremely helpful. So that's something that I've developed in the last year.
I love that. It's an interesting approach, because you're right. I mean, just because we have parents down here, I mean, they could be facing that with their in-laws in other states. So being able to be a resource on a nationwide basis, I mean, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Awesome. I got to pull it from you. If you can give one word of advice for our viewers, what would it be? And I think I know where we're going, but I got to hear it.
Oh, I love that question. And so I get asked this question a lot. Like, when should I consider a senior living community? When should I be thinking about this? So my quote is that it's better to be 5 years too early rather than 5 minutes too late. And and it's so true, because people put this off. It is a hard decision, and people put it off, and they wait and they wait and they wait. And I'm sure you see it in your business as well. And they wait, and then all of a sudden there's a crisis that happens, and they don't have a plan in place. And so again, it's better to be 5 years too early rather than 5 minutes too late. Many communities have medical acceptance criteria that people have to pass, and if you wait for a crisis, you don't pass that. And if you are waiting for your, usually there is a health crisis, and and moving is hard, and moving and making new friends and the physical transition from one place to the other. And if you're in a medical crisis, you're in no condition to do any of that. So I truly feel that is, it is the way to go. The better to be 5 years too early rather than 5 minutes too late. And Adam, I just want to say something about, you were talking about, sort of the, having an expert in your corner and having an advocate. And so, and how important that is. And so, if you were going to buy a home, you would want your home to have an inspection, and you would want to know everything about that home before you bought your home. And so I look at what I do as the same thing. And my services are 100% free. And so, why wouldn't you want to know everything before you make that move about that community, just as you would a home? So,
yeah, that's definitely a very good point, and you hit the nail right on the head. Surround yourself with a good team on your side. Have these conversations early on. Plan ahead, just because you would rather want to be proactive than reactive. And we often see it, like you mentioned, in our industry very often, especially here on Friday afternoons. I know Adam and myself keep definitely so busy, especially because we get a lot of those discharges from the hospitals, Friday at 5 o'clock without a fail.
I know, and it's just, so we, all of us, I think we all agree that it's much better to be, making a decision when you're, proactively rather than reactively. And, I know, we all work very closely together, and I know that you all will meet with family members even before they may even need home care. And just so you can get to know them and get to know their little dog and understand a little bit about their situation. And how valuable is that? That's so important to have, some advanced information.
For sure. Well, if you want to check out Bruce, you can go right here online, seniorhousingsolutions.net. Stop, screenshot this, send it to your friends and family. Where's my share squad at? All right, we need to get some good people by your side.
That's it.
Before the crisis, right? That's what we keep on talking about. Seniorhousingsolutions.net, right down here. Check out Bruce. Reach out to him way before 5 years too early, right? That's what we're talking about. Listen, I'm excited to continue partnership with you, Bruce. Danny, you've been great as always. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Any last remarks?
Just
nope.
No.
Keep on keeping on.
Stay well, everybody. Stay happy and keep on doing what we're doing.
Very good. Very good. Well, you guys have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.